Welcome back to What Are Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a T-34-85M. It's a Tier 6 Soviet premium medium tank located on the south spawn of Mines. This one is under the command of the TheCrazyPlatypus. Game on. 2 marks of excellence on the barrel, though it's very difficult to see with that camo. Yes, the Day of the Dead camo. Very colourful. It's got an 85mm gun capable of 180 alpha, penetrating 144mm of armour with standard AP, but with the premium APCR he's capable of 194mm. Okay, an EBR Hotchkiss managed to get into the hill, into the castle grounds before we could stop him, and oh well, he zipped past that entrance very quickly. And we just bounced around from an AC4 experimental with a 17-pounder. Now the T-34-85M, they only made one of them actually, this version. It was actually discarded because the suspension was faulty, so they couldn't actually manufacture them. So they decided to knock that on the head. But they had manufactured 35,000 T-34s beforehand, so it was the most produced tank during the war. It was actually saw action in World War II and in Korea, and in actual fact there are still T-34-85s in use around the world. A nice shot into the CS-44, hit the tracks though. Yes, there are even some T-34-85s that's been restored in the Soviet Union, or rather in Russia, and they might actually see action again in Ukraine if Russia gets desperate enough. Yes, they are that desperate. Really, I'm not joking. They are truly desperate. They've lost nearly 6,000 vehicles, and they are now down to the last 3,000. It could get to the point. Oh, he's looking at you. He's looking at you, and he gets the kill. Nice. Yes, so the TheCrazyPlatypus has been playing the T-34-85M quite a lot recently, and he's being a bit cautious because the T-34-85M is on the middle island, and he doesn't want to get hit by that guy, but he can hit this KV-5, pumps one through the turret. Okay, can get into that P-43 as well, and he does. And I think he's just going to continue until this guy realises he's actually being fired at. I really think he's probably AFK, that guy, and we're penetrating his cupola. Oh no, he's not AFK now. But we've got the KV-5 going into the castle grounds. We pump and run into the rear of his turret. He's obviously going to notice this. Another one goes into the body. That guy's seriously lost a lot of hit points. Well, the TheCrazyPlatypus has been playing a lot of the T-34-85M recently. He sent me a whole load of replays, and some of them are really good games. So obviously what I've got for you here is 2 replays. This is the first. Second one is a real humdinger, so yeah, you'll want to stick around for that one at the very least. Now it's got very good enhanced frontal armour on the T-34. A well-raked angle on that frontal plate means that it can bounce shells, and if you angle it, you can actually block a lot of shells, but you don't want to stay out too long to let the enemy get pens on you, because if they use the APCR, they'll just go straight through. Frontal armour on this tank is 75mm, 45 at the sides. Frontal armour on the turret is 90mm with 75 on the side. And there's the KV-5. Oh, well, he didn't get the kill. Would you believe it? A Struve S1 down below us actually got the kill shot on that occasion. Now, both the replays you're watching actually took place on Christmas Day last year. Yes, I'm afraid they've been waiting that long to be recorded, but I promise you they are good. Okay, enemy tank. Got a Wizzy 1201 GFT, the Chinese Tier 8 Premium. It is a Tier 8 game with Tier 6 tanks on it. Oh, that was the T-34-85M that's on the island. He's come back to defend the cap area. Well, managed to get a hit there on the KV2 and set him alight. Now, can he do the same again? Oh! Well, the kill shot there went to the Basotto on Arty. And we're 3 up on the enemy now. The SU-100M1, well, it looks like he's actually making a move to try and get into the castle grounds, but he's not going to do so. And we've got a Scorpion. Okay, we're unspotted, so he's not going to see us. We're pumping rounds into him. 3 karma on that thing. Okay, second shot, 319. So he must have hit him before. Can't see him now. So blind firing. The T-34-85M is spotted though. We might be able to get shots on the SU-100M1, but it means we'd have to move over to that other castle over there, or the other tower over there, in order to shoot into his rear. Okay, he's just at the entrance now. Basotto's got an angle on him as well. Hello! One through the side. Low roll, 166. He's coming in. Now we've got to watch out that we don't get hit in the rear by that Scorpion. Go for the side armor. Yes, got it, but unfortunately we're going to take 1 round from his 100mm gun. But we got the kill shot. And he's out the game. Second kill. Now we should be going unspotted now. Okay, there's the Scorpion. T-34-85M. Can we see him? No, we can't. Oh, there he is. Okay, we can get in now. Pulling back to use the bush mechanic. Double bushed, actually. 1 in, 164. And he pulls back behind the rock. Now, we weren't spotted. But if we push out here, we're more likely going to get spotted by the Scorpion. So we need to be careful. Be cautious. Our Striv S1 is pushing in from the east. And he's very close to the Scorpion now. There he is. Can we get a shot? No, we can't. Okay, there's the Super Hellcat. Oh, it looks like it hit the tracks. We weren't spotted though. There's the Scorpion. 1 into him. Oh, and he gets killed. Striv was ready for him. Pumped a 105mm round into him and he's out the game. So, the last 2 enemies, the Super Hellcat and the T-34-85M. T-34 just got killed. The T-28 prototype got him. And that means now the last enemy is the Super Hellcat with a 90mm gun. Somewhere over in that direction, probably hiding behind the bushes. There he is. 1 shot in. Low roll, 178. Go for it again. Gets him again. High roll this time, 187. 2 more shots to kill. Oh, over the engine deck. He's lucky. And that one hit the track, but he does get killed. And that is the end of the game. So a nice little game there for the Crazy Platypus. Here's the end of battle results for the first game, and that was an ace tanker game for the Crazy Platypus and the T-34-85M. He got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, and that one he managed to get 13. He got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game overall, and he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate from the battle, 8,653, which is Super Unicum standard and a lot more. Let's have a look at team score. Highest damage, 4,298 hit points. The nearest to him was the AT-15 on his own team, who got a cool head-in and steel wall. He got 3,558. And the third highest damage, well, that went to a Vipera on the enemy team with 2,497. When it came to kills, it was actually shared between the AT-15, the Striv S1, and the Scorpion G on the enemy team. They all got 3 kills apiece. Crazy Platypus got 2 kills, so did the T-28 prototype, the Vipera, and the EBR Hotchkiss on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, it was Crazy Platypus. Yes, he really outplayed that because he was in a tier 8 game in a tier 6 medium, and he was racking up the damage on the enemy tier 8 tanks, which meant that he was earning 10% or 20% extra XP for every tank, or every tier of every tank higher than his own. 1,204 went to the AT-15, and the next highest after that was the Striv S1, who only got 724, and that's less than half the XP that the Crazy Platypus earned in that game. He fired 34 rounds in that game, 26 direct hits on the enemy, 23 penetrations, 4,298 hit points of damage, of which 1,519 were at more than 300 meters. He received 3 hits, 2 were penetrations, 1 non-penetration, and 150 hit points of damage was blocked by the armor. 10 enemy vehicles were damaged, 2 were killed, so there's your Confederate, and 445 hit points of damage assistance. On a free-to-play account, he earned 59,019 credits from the game, 590 for completing a mission, 59,609 credits altogether, but he did use an awful lot of premium ammo, and it shows here because his ammo costs were massive, 84,456 credits for ammo, which meant that he actually ended up with a loss of 29,497 credits for the game. 1,690 XP for the battle, 6,760 for completing a mission, 338 for this being a premium vehicle, and 8,788 experience points altogether. As he says, he's on the road to get his 3rd MOE. That's why he's got 2 on the barrel already, and he wants his 3rd one. So that's why he is blasting away with the premium ammo. It really does help because you need to make sure that every shell does its job and penetrates. And if it doesn't, then obviously it's costing you on the battle damage overall. You have to maximize your damage each game to keep the average high so that you pop up eventually and get that 3rd mark. So that's the end of the first battle. Let's have a look at the second one. The second replay is on the Overlord map.
Your assistance has been requested.
And the Crazy Platypus is on the south spawn. Game on. Now the Russians use diesel engines on their tanks, mainly because actually diesel actually works a lot better in colder climates than the petrol engines do to a certain extent. I think the Germans found that out eventually. Okay, he's gone to the usual firing position straight away. This tank does not have much gun depression, only 7 degrees. So the chances are you're going to get spotted if you go up to this spot here. Not the best position. There is a Panzer 38 backs up and somebody's already there, and it's a Hetzer. Oh, and that was uncalled for. The Hetzer blasted him in the side with a 105mm round. Thankfully though, there is no team damage anymore, so that did not do anything to him, other than the fact that the Hetzer is now not going to get the high caliber. Okay, T6 medium. Good a shot. He's auto aimed on. T52 Deb managed to get around in, and he pulled back fast enough to actually back away. 20 kilometers now is the reverse speed. Forward speed of a T-34-85M is 53 kilometers now. It's actually fairly good in wolf packs. When these first came out, I actually drove one around with groups of other players all playing the T-34-85M and platoon with some of my friends, and you wouldn't believe the damage we did when we were in platoon, all with T-34-85s. You do a huge amount of damage. It is the sort of tank, like the Cromwell B, that really does adapt to being used in a wolf pack. Now, the T-52 could not resist that. He popped out to have a go at the AT-2. Okay, the AT-2 is... There's no Arty in this game, so AT-2 is not going to get hit by Arty, but he is probably going to get hit in the side by some of the enemy. And there is a T-34-85 over there, and that Panzer 38 is still over on the east side of the map. Yeah, it looks like the Crazy Platypus wants to work this rock. As I say, it's not the best map to work, mainly down to the fact that, of course, he really doesn't have any gun depression. Yeah, the bad news is, you see, if he does get spotted after he shoots, those guys to the east could shoot him in the side, and there's rather a lot of them over there now. I think he's decided a hasty retreat is recalled for. It looks like the enemy is massing on that side of the map to make a quick push. Yeah, he's pulling back, covering his options. He's going to go defensive. We're only one down on the enemy in terms of numbers, but really at the moment the enemy's got the advantage because they're actually coming up the chine directly in front of us. And we've got only the Excelsior, the Nashorn, and now of course the TheCrazyPlatypus to defend. KV-1 should be easily be able to penetrate that guy. He selected the APCR. Remember in the last battle he blasted a huge amount of APCR away. Aha, KV-1S easily go through the armor of that with standard AP. But he's punching the front of the hull and easily going through. Okay, now he's got help because the KV-1SA's gone up the other side. And we're getting a request for fire. Okay. Get a shot. Remember, only 7 degrees. It's not that great. You have to turn the tank sideways if you want to increase your gun depression. Yes! That's his first kill of this game. Okay, use the rock to your advantage. There he is. Oh, he got him! He fired through the front, but unfortunately the KV-1S got one round into him. It was an HE round. 122mm. I think it was the 122. And the KV-1 is down. Okay, what have we got over here? The enemy didn't punch through on the east side of the map like we thought they would, or at least like I thought they would. And their assault from the beach has failed. We're still one tank down. And we're still losing hit points. Our guys are getting weaker and weaker up there, and now we're 2 tanks down now. That T-37's not going to last long. He's only got a few. He's a one-shot for the Su-85. Trying to outflank him at the moment to get around the other side of the Su-85. But the T-37 has died. So we're coming up behind the Su-85 now to try and get shots on him. Get one into the rear of the Su-85. Oh, and he does go down. The Su-85 does go down to the Excelsior, but the Excelsior's just been taken out by the Stug Fear, and that means that we're all alone against... Oh no, we've got 2 on our team. Well, I said that, but no, now we've only got 1 left on our team. It's TheCrazyPlatypus facing 5 enemies. I thought for a second we actually had a Kolobanov situation. We do now. And he's trying to punch rounds into that Stug. He's falling back, and he's out the game. So there's only 4 enemies left now. You notice how he blocked one of those rounds from the Stug Fear. 75mm round, but he still managed to block it. And you can see from the front of his tank where it hit. That's the frontal armor. I did say it's improved armor or enhanced armor on the front. Nicely raked angles so it will deflect shots. And the Matilda's coming into sight. Pumps one into him, and now he's got 4 kills. Oh no! Got a Basotto. Oh, thank goodness he got behind the wall in time. Pumps another one into the Basotto. He's taken a round in the side from Matilda. That's a 2-pounder. The Basotto goes down. He's being attacked by the Panzer Achtungleichig Nur Art from behind. That's a 5cm gun. Can't do much damage. Oh, he's trying to run away. How sweet. No, you're not getting away from him. And that hit his engine. He's out the game because Nick round. Yep, that's a kill. And it's now just that Matilda and a Kolobanov's medal if he gets him. Oh, this is good. Now, where is that Matilda? We never caught sight of him. He just fired on us from a distance. We never saw him. He's possibly near the cap area. We can't be certain. He's only got a 2-pounder, so he's not going to be able to do a huge amount of damage. The average, if I remember correctly, is 55. And there he is. And he's full health. And it looks like he's been very defensive. Maybe he's a noob. He's only a tier 4 tank in a tier 6 game with a top tier tank. And you can see the TheCrazyPlatypus has got more than enough hit points. And I think he's going to pick his spot and take him out from a little distance away. It'll take at least 3, maybe 4 shots to bring him down. The Matilda's going to be worried by now. He doesn't know where he's gone. Now he does. But he has been spotted. Now he's been spotted. Oh, bounces the first round off the armor. Pumps the first round in for a high roll, 181. This is the second one in. Took a round from the 2-pounder there through the front plate. The guy's firing APCR at us. That's the second. Now the third to kill him and win a Kolobanov. Yes! He did it. That was a great battle by the Crazy Platypus. Well, that was a superb game by the Crazy Platypus. He saved his team. He carried them on his back at the end. And he managed to get an ace tanker out of that game in the T-34-85M. He got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, 5 for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle, and a bruiser for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 8 in total. He got the Kolobanov medal. Yes, the medal everyone would like to get for taking down 5 enemy vehicles, or at least beating them. You don't actually have to kill them to get a Kolobanov. I know that because I actually won a Kolobanov by killing 4 enemy tanks, and the last one couldn't get to the cap in time to reset, and so I picked up a Kolobanov with 1 enemy tank still alive. Yes, so he took down 5 enemy vehicles right at the end to win all alone. He got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. In fact, he ended up on 7, just 1 short of getting a Radley Walters, and he blocked enough damage to get a steel wall, and that's receiving at least 11 hits and surviving the battle. What a game. His win 8 from that one, 14,259. Absolutely brilliant. Let's have a look at team score. The highest damage in the game, 3,787 hit points, goes to the Crazy Platypus. The second highest damage was a T-34-85M on the enemy team with 2,001. And the third highest damage went to the KV-222 on his own team with 1,470. When it came to kills, he easily got that. 7 kills goes to the Crazy Platypus. 3 kills goes to the KV-222 on his own team and the Matilda on the enemy team. And 2 kills goes to the Excelsior, the Basotto on the enemy team, and the Stugfia. When it came to base XP, yes, he's the only player to get over 1,000 in this game. 1,669 goes to the Crazy Platypus, 996 goes to the KV-222, and that's mainly down to the fact he was in a tier 6 game in a tier 5 tank, and he was hitting tier 6 opponents and putting holes in them. And 803 goes to the Excelsior. The Crazy Platypus fired 27 rounds of 85mm ammunition. He got 25 direct hits on the enemy and 23 penetrations. 2 splash as well. 3,787 hit points of damage, all of it done at close range. He received 13 hits from the enemy, only 5 of which actually penetrated, 7 non-penetrations. A lot of those shells bounced off the frontal armor, and 1 hit by way of splash damage as well. 600 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 3 enemy vehicles spotted, 10 enemy vehicles damaged, 7 killed, and he earned 55,184 credits on a free play account, 552 for completing the mission and events, 55,736 credits for the battle overall, and after repair, ammunition, resupply, and consumables, and yes, he did fire a lot of APCR in that game to make it work. He came out with a profit of 1,169 credits. Well, I think he'd be more happy about the medals than he would about the profit off that one. 1,669 base XP, 6,676 for completing a mission, 334 for being a premium vehicle, 8,679 experience points altogether. What a great game that was. I did tell you the second battle was much better than the first. And of course it was better because the Crazy Platypus was playing his heart out, trying to beat the enemy when the rest of his team had died out and left him carrying the baby. So, I hope you enjoyed those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.